Six Nations final game of the round. Scotland managed to hang on against a rather encouraging Welsh comeback, 27-26. Scotland were up 27-0. And it's like they said, comfortable win in Cardiff? No, this is not the Scottish way. I mean, maybe I'm taking a little bit away from the Welsh, but bloody hell. What an insane game that was. From 27-0 to 27-26. We'll go through some key events and stats. You guys can let us know your thoughts as the sun is finally coming up here in NZ. Great atmosphere in Cardiff at the start. Kind of quietened off a bit, and then raucous in the second half as Wales made that comeback. Wales a little bit guilty of some offside penalties early, but they got the discipline right pretty quick smart. I mean, Russell was looking for cross kicks. They converted a first penalty shot, 3-zip. I mean, they got 2 penalties, the Scots, and I think Wales only conceded 4 in the entire game, so that's actually not a bad return for the Scots. Welsh actually got warned for the 3 early penalties that there would be a yellow card if they got their discipline wrong in future, but they tidied it up. Wales replied to the kind of early Scottish pressure with some solid defence, forcing Xander Fagerson to make a wee extra roll when he was tackled, so he conceded a penalty. Let the Welsh guys kind of off the hook as Scotland were pushing for early points, but then it still came. 10 minutes, Piers Schoeman, he's a big unit, 10, 12, 13 phases the Scots from close range. He burrows over. I mean, Finn Russell was doing his best in that first half to just unlock the Welsh defence. I mean, Kyle Rowe in the build-up as well. They TMO'd it to check the grounding. All good. 10-0 lead to the Scots. Wales' first visit into the Scottish 22, and they knock it on. That's at least one chance gone. Russell 50-22 in return after a kicking duel, and then Wales, I think it's their 4th and last penalty of the game on 20 minutes. It's Josh Adams, ultra soft, as they kick the 50-22. He just, trying to slow the game down, not wanting Scotland to take it quickly, chucks the ball into the crowd. Now, looking at that scoreline, that seems like a pretty dumb thing to do. I mean, Finn Russell slots the 3, so 13-0. Like, you're not thinking that's going to be a game-defining moment at the time, but you look back at that as one of the softest penalties you could possibly concede. So, 13-0. Reffell was doing fantastic at the breakdown. I think he must have got at least 3 turnovers. He gets 1 in the first half. Wales go 10 phases in return. Lose the ball from the most bizarre moment where right as... what's the halfback's name again? Not Kieran Hardy, not Thomas Williams, the other guy. Gareth Davies. As he's just getting the ball out the back of the rack, Domachowski just lifts his foot. So his heel gets in the way, it's a knock on, and Russell's able to boot clear. So it's kind of 2 opportunities lost. Then Wales lose an attacking line out, and Scotland just counter. I mean, it's Kyle Rowe down the right wing, they shift it left. Russell with the wee show and go after Tuipulotu. It had a kind of flick pass out the back. Duan van der Merwe. 20 points to 0. It's looking embarrassing for this Welsh squad. It's looking like Gatland, like I know he's gone for the youngsters. It's looking like he's made an awful decision. Cummings has a soft penalty conceded for Scotland for having his foot kind of offside, which gives Wales a chance. They lose their line out. That's 3 great chances. TMO has a wee look at a Crosby hit on Reffell, but they say it's all good. Costelow goes off for an HIA, and then Wales another chance before half-time. Attacking line-out chance after they had won a penalty at scrum time, and they lose that line-out as well. So there's at least 4 pretty solid chances for Wales in the first half, which go a biggin, and then a 5th one when Reffell gets another penalty over the ball at the breakdown. And then Ioan Lloyd just misses touch because he's come on for Costelow, who's gone off for the HIA. So multiple chances. Like, as bad as the scoreboard looks in that first half, and as slick as Scotland looked at time, Wales chucked a bunch of chances away in that first half. And then the Josh Adams penalty, as I said, is about as dumb as it gets. I know you're slow to slow the ball down, so maybe you won't get pinged for it, but yeah, it doesn't look great in the scheme of things. Half-time, 20-0. Scotland's had more run meters, 189 to 143. They've had 2 clean breaks to zip. Turnovers conceded is 8-3 to Wales. Line out for Wales is 6 from 11, which is awful. Scotland's 3 from 4. So you feel like if Wales can clean up their line out, hang on to the ball a bit, maybe they can do something. Maybe not, because the second half, it starts the same as the first half for the Welsh, with Finn Russell getting into a gap, just heads up play, sees there's a big old gap right in front of him. Why not? He's a guy who likes to take the ball to the line, up into that gap, ball to Duan van der Merwe, and he's gone. Tomos Williams ain't catching him. 27-0. Commentator I've got literally says, game over. Why not? 27-0. Why would you think there's going to be a comeback on? Well, it starts on 47 minutes. The game needed it. It's a maul try, and it's a yellow card. Finally, when Wales can catch a line out in attacking territory, they get some pay from it. So Botham gets the first one, 27-5, missed conversion. Kind of sucks for Wales given the scoreline, but hey, it's such is life. And then another taken line out on 51. I'm taking notes when Wales take line outs. That's how bad it was in the first half. Another maul advantage. They get over the line, but no grounding. Because they advantage, they go back for the penalty. It's a 5-metre tap through some phases, and then Dyer out on the left wing gets a pretty sweet finish. Great final pass from Thomas Williams. Tompkins did well in the build-up to kind of take the ball to the line and keep the ball alive. 27-12. That's 7 points during the yellow card. 58 minutes as Scotland's first yellow card is about to expire. They warned for another one. 2 Manly penalties conceded at the breakdown. But unlike the Welsh, who heeded the warning, and despite the fact that Finn Russell got all the guys together, they didn't heed the warning because they keep giving away penalties. Like Wales, a couple of chances to be fair, maybe not quite taken where they had kind of 2-on-1 moments, but Wales opted for touch when there was another penalty conceded. Tuipulotu offside, yellow card for him. Wales go quickly. Elliot D, Wainwright, bam, over. 27-19, 7 points during the second yellow card. That's 14 points scored during yellow card time across the 2 yellow cards. Getting pretty tasty at this point as they come back on. Scotland are absolutely on the ropes. Absolutely on the ropes. I thought Thomas Williams, he made the wrong call when Wales were absolutely hammering them. And for once, Scotland wasn't conceding a penalty, but they got an extra man. You're in the Scottish territory. Hang on to the ball. He dinks it through. Leaves Scotland with a chance to kind of counter and exit, which I thought was a little bit of a let-off. But I mean, another Scottish penalty does come. Wales up for touch that time. They maul it. And Alex Mann goes over. It's a good conversion. 27-26. 14 points during the second yellow card, plus the 7 from the first. 21 yellow card points. Man, momentum is absolutely all Wales. It probably looks like they're the favourites to go and get this the rate that Scotland are conceding penalties. Crosby goes down injured, which maybe helps things in terms of just stopping the game and allowing that momentum to kind of settle. He's got a shoulder injury, which means Redpath has to come on, which means Tuipulotu has to pack down on the next scrum after his yellow card's over. Scotland did go 15 phases on attack following that kind of settle down period. But then Reffell with another 1 penalty at the breakdown. He was enormous at this game. But then Wales lost that key line out. I feel like maybe that's the moment you lose the game. There's multiple moments, like I mentioned, like the Adams one and all the lineouts lost in the first half. But that one was when you had the momentum. They lost it. And then later on, when again they're on attack and they throw a forward pass. Those 2 moments when you needed that clinical edge just escaped them. From that scrum, Scotland get advantage. They get a big line break. They go 11 phases. They're chasing the 4-try bonus point. After 14 phases, Duhan goes close but can only ground the ball on a Welsh foot, which doesn't count. So on-field, no try. TMO confirms no try, and that's the game. Scotland will just be happy to hang on. But how the hell do you go from 27-0 to almost losing the game? That's about as Scottish as it gets, doesn't it? At least you won. At least you won. You set up a cracking clash next week with the French at home. But encouraging for these Welsh boys, like this young team, to be down like that, looking like, man, we might struggle when we play Italy. Showed some real mettle to come back like that. So they can be certainly proud of the way they came back. Possession finishes 55-45 to Wales. Territory 57-43, especially in that second half. Wales had more than 60% of the ball. Remember, they had no clean breaks in the first half. They had 6 in the second, so they finished 6-5. Wales edging that stat, but still turnovers conceded as 11-4. That's one area that Wales will be let down by. Their line-out numbers improved, but still don't finish that great. But the penalty count, 16-4. Now, it's very, very lopsided. Individuals, Wainwright on a losing team gets man of the match, which is pretty rare. 65 metres, a try, a clean break, 5 defenders beaten. Dyer, 70 metres, 3 clean breaks, 5 defenders beaten. Tommy Reffell with those turnovers won at least 3 of them. Ioan gets his 2 tries and almost a hat-trick. 3 defenders beaten for him. Schoolman, 15 from 15 tackles. Matt Ferguson makes 18 out of 20. Crazy game. Don't know how the heart rate, blood pressure is going for you Scots and Welsh fans, but man, I was feeling it sitting here with my coffee in the morning here in NZ. But yeah, 27-26, Scotland host the French next week. Wales are off to England. I think there's a lot to like about both those games. Could be very, very tasty indeed. You guys let us know your thoughts, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.